if we focus on the like personal related issues here in Russia, you'll need migration services here. If you want to close your business, liquidate it, we'll help with this. Also, accounting support, which is very important here in Russia, and court proceedings. If you want to be represented in different sort of state bodies, as well as during the court proceedings of all levels, we will do that for you. And in investment support, which is also quite an interesting thing, because actually, to be honest, we're waiting, like fingers crossed, for the so-called golden visa, golden Russian passports here. There's a draft law, but right now it's paused. So they just I'll just briefly explain you. They have this idea. So if you invest to Russia or like buy property, like in Spain, in Portugal, right, then you can get your residency, so VNG, on this legal ground. And of course, many of our clients and just our like foreign friends, they're of course interested in this kind of option. But right now we have a draft law, and also I advise to discuss the like new draft laws at the end of our today's live stream. So it's a very interesting thing. Yeah.
I think I have an important question. Is how long have you guys been doing this? How long is being in the market? Because reliability also comes from a good history. So I think that's a valid question, right?
So 2008, right? So that means that's this year is our 13th year on the market, and well, Tony, to be honest, each year. We're trying to basically getting bigger and constantly expanding our services, the range of our services for foreign clients as well, in order to adapt to the new realities of our life. Currently, our main focus, I would say that our main focus is to provide legal help in getting different types of residencies to foreign citizens who are already in Russia or just planning to be here, to live here.
Okay. Well, then a question that I'm sure a lot of people always ask, like a lot of friend of mine always ask when we're talking about, especially when you decide to move to Russia or you're already in Russia for a while, is what are the grounds for obtaining the resident permit here in Russia, and who is eligible for obtain such a permit, and how long it takes, and if you have any particular case that you would like to share to give us some insights about it.
Yeah, we each I just want to say that each case actually is quite unique. But of course, we have certain legal grounds for getting the temporary residence permit, which is РВП in Russian, RVP, разрешение на временное пребывание, temporary residence permit, issued for 3 years. And of course, certain legal grounds for getting the VNG, the permanent residence permit, issued forever. By the way, before 2019, then they issued the VNG, the permanent residence permit, for 5 years. 4 or 5 years, sorry. And each 5 years you have to renew it. But right now, if you got the VNG, the permanent residence permit, then it's valid forever. So it's
that's good to know.
Yeah. So about the legal grounds, right? So let's start with the РВП, with the temporary residence permit, and I believe that most of our subscribers in the Moscow Pals Telegram channel, they're kind of familiar with the whole structure, right? So how the immigration laws work here in Russia. So when we're talking about temporary residence permit, Well, mostly we're talking about getting the RVP on the ground of your marriage with Russian citizen, or on the ground of obtained quota. So quota, yeah, it's like a lottery, usually compared to USA green card system.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're talking about the permanent residence permit, VNG, right? So the in most cases, it's about the like a Russian child. So if you're having your Russian child, so your child is recognized as Russian citizen, then you can skip the stage of RVP, the temporary residence permit, and apply that directly for a permanent residence permit. Also, by the way, you'll be exempt from passing Russian language history and legislation exam, which is
Okay.
also
Which is
quite
helpful.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Это правда. So then, red diploma, right? So if you're smart enough and also lucky enough to graduate with the red diploma, the diploma with honors, right? Excellence diploma, then you can also skip the stage of RVP, temporary residence permit, and apply directly for a permanent residence permit for VNG.
Okay.
Then work on a certain position, profession. We have a list of exact positions. Using these professions, we can apply for a permanent residence permit after working on this position for more than 6 months. And by the way, they renewed this list of positions. The last one was issued, if I'm not wrong, in 2019. And right now we have this list released a couple months ago. So it's a fresh list, and you can check the positions. By the way, you have to have the exact position written in your contract in order to use this legal ground to apply for the VNG, or permanent residence permit. And also, by the way, last but not least, if you are a holder for more than 1 year of the RVP, temporary residence permit, then you have this legal ground to apply for a permanent residence permit. That's it.
All right. Okay. Well, that's definitely good changes that came in their way, so it makes it easier to start living and enjoying Russia, I guess. So, after knowing all these grounds, I guess for obtaining, the resident permit here in Russia, I guess one particular question that I would like to make is resident permit with an official work here in Russia, right? And I guess the list is extent enough. So, but what are the main client and the main professions that you guys always encounter, or more often to get a work permit here in Russia?
I got your. It's a nice question. Basically, let me just first start with the whole logic, with the whole idea, right? So the Ministry of Labor, right, Министерство труда. So they issued this list of professions, right? From their idea, that means that Russia as a country is interested in these certain professionals, right? There are a lot of engineers there, a lot of doctors actually. So if you're asking about our clients, so we have a lot of teachers, учитель or преподаватель, right? And by the way, in this new list, they extended the professions related to education, like teaching profession. Okay. So it used to be only преподаватель or учитель, but right now if I'm not wrong, there are 10, 11 professions which are linked to the education. So teachers, then engineers as well, and doctors. So we have a lot of doctors, and once again, you have to have the exact position written in your contract. So if you're учитель по английскому, no, we need to have учитель, and that's it. So then we can use this legal ground actually.
So it has to be really specific about the profession that is on the list. If it's something out of, the threshold, then you're gonna have problems
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
permit.
because this is correct. This is the main task for migration authorities here. Okay, let's say we've got the perfect package of documents, right? So we're ready to apply for the permanent residence permit issued on the ground of work for more than 6 months. So we go to, let's say, Sakharov, right? If you registered in Moscow, then you have to go to the Sakharov Migration Center. And the officer, while checking the package of documents, all right. So what is the legal ground? Work. Okay, so what is your position? Учитель по английскому языку. Okay, automatically refused because we need a certain exact position written in your contract, in your labor book, workbooks, трудовая книжка, and yeah, then they will accept and move forward with the application. Yeah, this is the thing.
Okay. So then talking about work, I guess that maybe some people that come to work here, it will be important for them to know, like, once you start working in Russia,
Yeah.
do you have deductions for the pension fund? Like, how these work? I mean, I think that's quite interesting because you could be here just for a certain amount of time and then, all that.
Yeah, we have certain documents which we have to get with the help of your employer, right? So basically, yeah, you have to be hired officially, of course. That means that your employer pays taxes for you, and everything is listed in this in the database, right? Basically, but it's quite easy for you being the an individual to get this let's say statement, right? Just this is my advice. Just go to your MFC, to go to your My Документы, right? Which is the nearest one where you register. Okay, and then just ask them to make the it's called in Russian. It's called выписка по лицевому счету. Basically, it's your account statement, right? And there you'll get the understanding of the pension fund deductions and so on and so on. And then of course we will use this document. This is one of the needed documents of the VNG under the work legal ground. So yeah, okay. My advice is to go to MFC. There you'll get this document by yourself. There is no problem with this.
Okay, I guess it's worth to mention that my document is basically the place, the governmental place where all the legal documents about citizens in Moscow are handled, like registrations and stuff like that. So someone doesn't know what that is. And they're all around the city, and you gotta go to the nearest one at your location. So if you're living in different areas of the city, you cannot just go to any. So that's important, I guess, to know, because I guess some people might not know this. Cool. So keep in the same thread of working in Russia. I know there is another type of permit, a little bit more specific, which is for high qualified specialists. You can also get to come to work here in Russia, and I guess that's, as I said, more specific, and the list might be a little bit shorter and stuff like that. So can you tell us what is that status, who can apply for it, how difficult it is to get it and all that?
Sure. Well, basically, it's the big topic. Okay, regarding the HQS. So let me first explain. So we have two types of work visas here in Russia, issued for 1 year. Let's call it normal visa, and the second one is a highly qualified specialist status, and you can get the 3-year visa. under this status, under this work visa. There are advantages and disadvantages, of course. You asked how is it like easy or hard to get the status? Well, honestly, it's just the title. Okay, it's just the name. It's not like you're really like highly qualified. So what are the like obligations, right? What are the rules? Well, long story short, it's just the name, highly qualified specialist. Okay, of course. Is it hard to get it or not? So let's look at the HQS from the point of view your like employer, right? So if you have the company and they want to hire you, normally, so for example, the language schools, right? They issue a 1-year work visa, and being a legal firm, law firm, actually we cannot just help in this regard, because everything is settled, already settled, right? So they just issue the invitation because they have this kind of let's call it permission, right? And the employee gets the 1-year work visa. But we can help to the company which doesn't have any sort of let's call it license, but it's not license. Let's call it permission to hire highly qualified specialists. So it may be obtained like in 2-4 weeks, something like this, approximately. The general director of the company, which was to hire, they need to go to the interview, and to the migration authorities in order to explain them, okay, this is our guy, so we want to hire this person, and we as a law firm, of course, we will help how to answer correctly, right? And so then you'll get this right to hire this person as a highly qualified specialist. What does it mean? The advantage for the employee is that you'll be granted with a 3-year work visa. You can extend this visa. I mean, get the new visa without living in Russia. So basically you just live here. And also if you change your employer, no worries. You have 30 days, if I'm not, I think 30 days to change your employer, so you can still stay here after the end of your current contract, right? Also a big advantage is that you can bring all family members, and all family members will get the same 3-year visa. Also, about residence permit, let me just make it clear right now. So, this is the whole idea. You can obtain a VNJ, вид на жительство, permanent residence permit, if you're having HQS. But this permanent residence permit, it's not really permanent. It's issued for the same time period as your HQS visa. So basically for 3 years, okay? This is something unusual, because, well, it must be forever, but it's not, okay? Right now, this is how it's done. Your minimum salary, and it's not like it's the disadvantage, but still, your minimum salary must be not less than 167,000 rubles per month. So that means that when you're having your HQS visa, okay, for 3 years, your employer, your company pays 13% taxes for you, okay? But when you get the residence permit, VNJ, let's call it HQS VNJ, right? HQS residence permit. Then your employer must pay about like 43-45% of your salary, which is much higher. Okay, so that's why I'm calling it as a disadvantage. Right now, this is the same thing as the normal visas, right? So if you're hired on a certain position, I'm sorry, if you have this HQS VNJ for more than 6 months, then you can apply for the real permanent residence permit. But right now, our government is interested to have more highly qualified specialists here, and they have this idea to make this category of foreign citizens life a little bit easier. So we have a draft law. They have two crucial points. Okay, first, they want to raise the minimum salary, which is not very good. I think.
Yeah, because it's already high enough for Russia.
yeah. So their idea is to raise it to 250,000 rubles from 167,000 rubles. But advantage is that if you're a holder of the HQS residence permit for more than 6 months, there is no difference. What is your position? So you may have any sort of position.
Okay.
Then you can apply after 6 months for the real permanent residence permit. But again, it's a draft law. But we're expecting this draft law to be adopted during September, October. So yeah, fingers crossed. Because that would make for a certain category of foreign citizens life easier. So this is about HQS. Again, it's a huge topic actually. It's controversial, right? Because from one side, okay, you'll get the 3-year visa. You can live here like constantly. You can extend your visas, like get your new visas without leaving the country. Also, you can bring, let's count your spouse, right? You can bring your children. You can bring your grandparents and grandchildren. Okay, if we're talking the HQSD. So that's why we're relocating a couple of families. So they're like 5 members, and we're relocating them to Russia using this option because we can bring them all like using one flight. Using this HQS legal ground. Okay. This is the good news.
So I guess then that just bring a new question is having this HQS visa for 3 years, is it necessary to get the permanent resident, like the resident or not? Or can't you just stay with this visa and I have the same, rights or
you can have just your HQS visa, being hired as a highly qualified specialist. Your family members will get the same type of visa as the accompanying, right? Person. And but if you're willing, if your main goal is to get residency here and maybe citizenship in the future, then yes, then you have to get this HQS residence permit and then real permanent residence permit. And this is the case.
Pay more taxes. That's important.
Your employer, yes, your employer will pay more taxes. More taxes, and also contributions to the pension fund. Because again, when you go to the migration authority and you want to get your permanent residence permit, one of the documents is the extract from the pension fund. And if you're not having the HQS residence permit, well, that means that your employer doesn't pay contributions to the pension fund, so you can give them this extract. So yeah, it's up to you. It's always about your main goal and what you want to do in Russia actually.
All right, cool. What else? So again, I know there's a lot of questions. This topic is huge, but we should keep this short so no one gets bored. So you already told us about some new changes coming, in the legislation. So can you tell us about any other changes or, project for next year, 2023, that might be, important to know if they're going to be advantage or a disadvantage or, whatever?
Yeah, well, Actually, this is my point of view. Okay, we are expecting to have new laws. Okay, because I suppose that this is the whole focus of the Russian government, right? To keep more highly qualified specialists, not stopping to give visas, permits, etc., etc. So we don't have any changes in this regard, like bad things, right? About HQS, I already mentioned that we're expecting this law to be adopted this year, hopefully. Then we have a new law which will be enforced after the 1st of January next year. So it's about a residence permit for students. So for those who are studying at the accredited universities, state accredited universities, for the bachelor's or for the master's degree. So they will get the temporary residence permit on the ground of obtained student visa.
Okay.
So this temporary residence permit is issued for the period of their studies, and basically they made it lower. Like normally, the period of consideration, right, when you go to migration authority and when you submit your documents, they need around 4 months to make a decision, right?
Okay.
Then it's going to be only 2 months. So if you're a student, you can go there and get your temporary residence permit, RVP, and they will make a decision in 2 months, after 2 months after submission. Also, you're eligible as a student to get the permanent residence permit within 3 years after you complete your studies. So this is basically this is a big deal. Okay, so let's imagine that. Okay, right now you're a student, right? You graduated with the red diploma. Okay, with the red diploma, you can apply directly for a permanent residence permit issued forever. Perfect. But if you will get the normal one, right, the blue diploma, basically you don't have any sort of legal grounds to get the residency here. So only a quota. While you have the valid visa, you can apply for a quota and hopefully win this quota, right? So in 2023, when you'll get this normal blue diploma, you've got 3 years, and you can apply for a permanent residence permit. It's a big deal. We'll see how it works in practice, right? Because this is our practice shows that okay, if ever we'll get this law adopted, we need to have like 1 month just to check what's going on, how it works actually, because looking for the pandemic times, I would say that different territorial migration authority, police department in Moscow, for example, they have their own visions of how to what to do with the foreign citizens with expired visas, for example. So this is always about the practice. So fingers crossed, and I hope that the 2023 would be better year in terms of migration legislation for foreign citizens in Russia.
Yeah, well, it's already looking good for students, the list. So that's very good. Well, Mike, I guess that's pretty much all for this conversation, live video / interview, so to speak. So let's keep it short. I guess that's good insight, to understand what's going on right now in this migration field. And I was just gonna say thank you for your time, for all the information you provide me and provide to all of us in this group, and I guess soon we'll have another one to discuss other topics in this.
Yeah,
So
hopefully, I hope that that this live stream, let's call it like this, right? That this live stream would be useful for the subscribers to this Telegram chat. You can always ask us any questions. We'll be happy to give you some sort of understanding of what's going on, what are the laws, etc. etc. So yeah. Thanks a lot for having me. I hope that we'll make the another live stream here. Thanks a lot, Tony, and we'll be in touch. Yeah, subscribe to Moscow Pals, and yeah, and have a nice weekend to everyone.
all right, thanks so much, Mike, again, and have a nice weekend, everyone. Enjoy it.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye.